Hi guys, it's Daryl with the Allegheny Lemon channel. I hope everybody's doing great. It's Sunday, August 14th, about 10:30. As you can see, we're not in our usual spots, but this is episode 3 of the Allegheny Fire Side Chat. Long overdue. It's been a while, got really busy. Oh, by the way, did you guys like the intro? I figure since we never have a fire, like today we're in a garage in the shop, but might as well have a fire at the beginning, so I hope you guys like that new intro. I'll be part of it every time now. So anyhow, let's get right into the questions, the Q&A portion of it. I got a lot of good questions. Try to get through these as pretty quick. I don't want this video to get super long, so here we go. The first question is from John Blackie. Are you going to be doing any more Old Savage gun videos? Yeah, I'm sure I will. I love Savage guns. You guys know that follow my gun videos, what ones I have up. It's one of my favorite brands. I actually have an old Marlin I need to do a video on though. It's 22 caliber, but it's very old. It's kind of an unusual model. There's not a lot of them out there, so there's a couple parts I'm looking for, and I'm hoping maybe you guys can help me with that. But I'll save that for the video. You'll see what I'm talking about. So yeah, definitely. Do you ever see rattlesnakes at the homestead? No. There were rattlesnakes here years ago. My grandfather had a skin, or my great-grandfather had a skin actually from one that my great-uncle killed up here. But you're probably talking 80, 90 years ago. And I haven't seen any in my lifetime up here. They pretty much got wiped out. Kind of hoping it stays that way. I don't need those around. We got black snakes, garter snakes, you know, that type of snake, all pretty much non-venomous, other than the copperheads. But they don't come up here very often. They stay down at the dam. So no, I haven't seen any. Doesn't mean they're not around. We have a lot of rock and everything up here. What really worries me is down at the cottage project, because I know for a fact there's rattlesnakes around that lake, and got to really watch when you're down there working. You got to worry about the kids, you know, when they're down there. So when you harvest the deer, do you make your own bologna, jerky, and sausage? Yes. I make bologna and jerky, and then sometimes I'll have pepper sticks made. But actually that butcher retired, so I haven't had that done in a long time. And I actually haven't been killing many deer in the last couple of years because I haven't been doe hunting, and it's kind of tough to get a buck around here. I don't have time to archery hunt anymore like I used to, so that puts a hinder on it. By the time you get to rifle season, they're pretty much all nocturnal anymore and spooked. I mean, I'm not saying you can't shoot a buck with a rifle, but I haven't in quite a while, put it that way. So, but yeah, I like making products. But I like the steaks and chops too. His other question was, how hard is it to operate a stump grinder? They're not bad if you have like a hydraulic one with the joystick lever that works the front. When you get into the old manual ones, like I ran years ago, where you physically got to move the whole thing, a real long commercial model, yeah, they can wear you out. They're a lot of work. It's a big machine to move back and forth. But most of the newer ones have a hydraulic control that moves back and forth on a stump and spins a wheel. So they're not too bad. You just got to position them and work it back and forth, you know, move it back and forth a little bit. So they're not bad. Robert Cole. He asked about the cottage. He said, why not design the cottage without electric? Why not go with a cook stove, oil lamps? I have thought about that actually. It wasn't out of the question, but the only thing that kind of breaks that for me is I got to be able to work from down there. When we get the cottage built, I want to go down there for a week at a time, but I still have to be able to bid work and work on things back home for the business. So I'm going to have internet and electric to be able to do that. And it's the only way I'm going to be able to get down there to actually enjoy it is if I can work from there. So I kind of have to have that. It wouldn't break my heart not having electric down there, I can tell you that. But that's kind of the reason why. I have looked at cook stoves. That's not out of the question. I like cook stoves, wood cook stoves. Just because I have electric doesn't mean I can't get a wood cook stove, so they're nice. He was saying about, you know, alternative food storage methods. I love old ice boxes, and they work really good. So they're not out of the question. And he said about generator for power. You know, even if I did get power, I still want it to be hardly any consumption other than, you know, some lights maybe, if that, you know, and some receptacle power and maybe the internet, because if I could have a wood cook stove and whatever, you know, it'd be nice. It'll cut the bill way down, you know. Oh, and he asked if I've given a ram pump any thought for down at the spring. The only problem with the spring is it's, in the last 2 years, has dried up in this dry weather. When we go into drought conditions, I lose a spring. So it's not going to be a dedicated water source by any means. If I can use it for alternative water though, for water outside or water, you know, whatever, non-drinkable water, I will. And I always wanted to build a ram pump, and I definitely want to develop the spring. So. Oh, by the way, Robert, I've always liked Vincent Price, so he'll know what I'm talking about, that reference. Douglas Taney, he asked, why don't I build a hunting blind on the homestead? And he said, yeah, it must be nice to be able to walk out your back door and go hunting. Yeah, it is. It's real nice. I kind of hunt out of blow down trees and whatnot, but I've been hunting tree stand around here, other than ground hunting, more than I've been, you know, on the ground. So, but usually I'll use blow down trees or something for a blind. I don't really build blinds. I never really got into that. As long as I have something to shoulder my movements, you know, just my head sticking out. But they are nice. They keep weather off you and everything else. He also asked, is wood my primary source of heat? He said if it is, you better get a lot more cut up. No, I burn coal. I'll usually burn wood until around Christmas time, and then I'll start buying coal. I usually burn about 4 tons of soft coal here, which isn't that much. I'll mix wood in on weekends sometimes, but mainly wood is for fall and springtime when I'm not burning coal anymore, and I let the fire actually go out during the day because we're getting up into the 40-degree temps. So, you know, that wood will last me. That's plenty of wood for spring, fall, and in between. And I'll have a little bit left over probably. Of course, I don't know. I might go through all that. But I actually have more wood cut too up in the woods, some blowdowns and a couple broken trees that come down I cut up there. It just needs split. But it's pretty green, so I'm not going to mess with it this year. Plain Preacher asked. Oh, he just stated, he said there's a Foxfire Heritage Center. They have a Facebook page and videos on YouTube. I watched a couple of their videos. They're pretty interesting. They show the visitor center and a lot of the buildings and everything. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. That's a reference to the last Fireside Chat. We talked about the Foxfire series for anybody that hadn't watched that. Plain Preacher also stated he was from PA, he lives in Colorado now. But he spent a lot of time down at Trough Creek State Park, down at the old Raystown Lake, and also a place called Collins Gap that's here in Pennsylvania. And we used to go to Collins Gap every year for a trip, and I had a lot of fond memories down there when I was a kid. But in Trough Creek, that's right down the road from our cottage property, which I was hoping to get you guys down there. I haven't been able to yet, but we'll get down there one time here soon. Even if it's not this year, it'll be next spring. So. What else do we have? Cumberland Valley Outdoors. Have you done any fly fishing? He said, I know you're pretty close to the Little Juniata. we're not real far from the little Juniata, and I have big Juniata down at the cottage property, so that's nice. I saw a mouse over there. These sticking mice. But no, I never really got into fly fishing. I tried a little bit when I was a kid. It's something I always wanted to get into, but it's so hard to start any new hobbies or anything because I'm always, well, you guys know I'm pretty busy, so maybe someday I'll get into it though. I'd love to fly fish the Juniata River. It'd be a lot of fun. There's a lot of other places like the Loyal Hannah down in Allegheny, Pennsylvania. I always wanted to fly fish down there too. Let's see. Ann Poucher. She asked, when do we get our first snow? That could vary from beginning to mid-October all the way into sometimes December. Last year we didn't get snow until, other than a couple dustings, the blizzard video I have from 2015 where we got the, you know, deep snow. That was the only real snowstorm we had last year, which is very unusual. Usually we get pounded up here. And it could be bad this year, I don't know. We'll see how it happens. I'm trying not to think about it yet because it's still beautiful out and I want to enjoy summer as long as I can. So it could be October though. She asked, who keeps the lawn so nicely manicured? It's beautiful. I really appreciate you saying that, Ian. I do all of it. I cut everything around here, all the fields, everything. Push mowing, weed eating, all the shrubbery, bush pruning. I do those a couple times a summer. Tree trimming, try to keep the trees all looking nice and everything, and you know, all the lawn raking and everything in the spring. I do almost all that. Pap helps a little bit up there, but not a whole lot. His legs aren't that great anymore. So I appreciate you saying that because it is a ton of work. It seemed like every weekend for the better part of the summer I was on that tractor cutting these fields. I mean, the grass just was growing like crazy this year. And it just takes a lot of time out of my schedule. This homestead's a lot of work. Even though we're not growing crops anymore or anything like that, it's still a ton of work up here. Not that I'm complaining, I love it, you know, because I like to work all the time, it doesn't bother me, but it's definitely a lot of work having some property, you know, so. She also asked, how many times a year do you clean your stovepipes? My 6-inch pipe that comes off my furnace, once a month I clean it. And then the flue, I sweep it once every fall right before winter hits. So I do the flue once, and then I do that furnace pipe because I burn soft coal and it's very dirty, sooty stuff and it'll soot up your pipe. So I have to pull that off at least once a month, once every month and a half, and brush it all out, clean it real good, which is a dirty job, but still better than burning fuel oil. That's the only other option we have up here. There's no gas or nothing up here on the mountain, of course, unless you have bottles. And oil, you know, is very expensive, fuel oil. When it went way up, I went straight back to burning coal. I used to burn fuel oil, you know, 10 years ago or so, but it's straight coal and wood. I'm not messing around, you know, giving all that money away for oil. I could spend that on projects or things around here down at the cottage, so no way. She also asked how Brutus is doing. Brutus is doing really good. His leg healed up real nice. There's a pretty good scar there, and you know, there's a place where it'll never be hair again, but other than that, it looks good. It's not swelling up or anything. He's never had a problem while he walked on it good after he healed up, so it's all good. He does have a tumor on his lip though. I'm gonna have to get removed. It's getting pretty good size. I'll have to shoot a video with Brutus and update so you guys can see him and see how he's doing, but I'm definitely gonna have to get that one taken care of. It's on his lip and it's sticking out. And I can tell it's a nuisance for him being on his lip. And I don't want it to get real big or get infected or anything, so we're gonna have to probably here once things settle down, you know, getting closer maybe to the holidays, I'll maybe deal with that. So we just gotta get through the end of summer here and all the preparation work and everything. Hopefully I can wait that long unless it starts growing. William Brown asked, are you ready for hunting season? Hope you do more hunting videos. I'm not ready for hunting season. I'm not ready for summer to be over, but I'll take it as it comes. And yeah, there'll be hunting videos, of course. I've never missed a hunting season in my life. I don't plan on it this year. I don't go like I used to. I mean, I'm not out there 3-4 days a week like I used to be, you know. But I still go out, you know, every weekend, and I try to get out some evenings during the weeks when I can. It's hard with work. So, yeah, there'll always be hunting and fishing stuff too, you know. So, let's see. I think that's it about it for the questions. The post office box, like I had talked to you guys about, I'm gonna go ahead and open that up. It's only around $50 a year or something, a little bit less than that. So I'm gonna make a little bit of investment, open that up so you guys can correspond with me if you want. And also, if any companies out there want to do any product and review stuff, anything like that, because, you know, I'll review anything that has to do with outdoors, hunting, fishing, homestead, you know, related things. So, but it's more for you guys so we can correspond. I had a lot of people ask me about it, so I figured I'd go ahead and do it. It's a minimal investment. Up and coming, I've been thinking about doing some Allegheny Mountain history series, where I take you to some location around here that's relative to the local history, or just history in general that's based in the mountains and has to do with the Allegheny Mountains up here. So there's quite a few things I can think of that I'd like to take you guys on. So that's something I've been thinking about maybe making a video on. Hunting outdoor videos, of course, will be coming up with hunting season. And then I'm just going to keep shooting the general around the homestead, like the firewood stuff and everything. You guys all seem to like that, so I'll put those in, you know, as I'm doing things. Actually, I just shot one over the weekend here, working in this shop. I gutted all the insulation, and you'll see that video coming up here sometime after this one. But you guys like the garage in general shop videos and homestead videos, it seems, so I'll keep them going. You haven't seen anything on the boat yet, and really anything on the camper. The reason for that is between us really running out of work and me bidding like crazy everything I can, which is taking up a ton of time again like I do in the spring, except this year's been a bad year. It's an election year. We had a bunch of projects get postponed, and it's just kind of hurting. I got guys laid off actually in August, you know. That usually doesn't happen until after Christmas into January, but it's tough out there this year. Nobody's trying to spend any money until they see which way this election goes. So I've been doing a lot of that. And then like with the boat, I want to do that with Pap if possible, just to have him involved in the project. And it'd be nice to have him in the series too, when we're doing the inside of that boat. So I've been kind of backing off. He's going through radiation right now. He has prostate cancer. He has to go through 8 weeks of treatments every day, 5 days a week for 8 weeks. He did 2 so far, so it's already starting to knock it out of him. So I'm kind of waiting for Pap because I want him to be involved in these things. I don't know how much longer we're going to have Pap around, and I want to have as many memories as I can with him and have things to look at that I can remember him by. So I hate to think that way, but got to be realistic. So that's why there hasn't been any of that yet. I haven't given up on it, but we are definitely running out of summer quick. You're going to see the actual permit for the on-site sewer system for down at the cottage. I'm going to do a little video on that before it goes in, which I got now, so I need to do that. Just so you guys can see how the permit is and what it costs and what the steps are, as I can keep the cottage project kind of moving forward with the septic system. That's getting close to being through all the red tape and paperwork other than inspections once it starts. So, what else do we have? I guess that's about it. Boy, I'll tell you, it seemed like the weather just cleared up. Where did summer go? It's crazy. I mean, I get stuff accomplished all the time, but it just doesn't seem like I got anything done that I set out to do this year. I wanted to be so much further ahead on things than what I am, and I don't know. I think this happens every year. I don't focus on the things I've gotten done already. I'm always looking ahead at what needs to be done, and I don't know. It just doesn't seem like you get anywhere sometimes. But all you can do is try, keep moving ahead, and try to earn a living, and try to get your homework done when you can, So anyhow, I guess that's about it for this video. Probably long enough. I don't know how long it's been. Probably getting close to 25 minutes or something. I really appreciate you guys coming along for the videos. As soon as I get that post office box number, I'll do a video on it so you guys all know it. And anybody wants to send pictures or letters or anything you want, it'd be cool. I enjoy corresponding with you guys. And you can always send me messages and stuff too. That's a big part of this for me. I love, meeting new people through the platform and getting to talk to people. Just picked up a new sub from Finland. Talked with him today. That's awesome. Keep trying to tell everybody to get the word out there, because I'm hoping to, like I've been saying, get that subscriber base up to 1,000 by the end of September. I don't know if it'll happen or not. I definitely need your help to make it happen. Post stuff on other social media. Post to your Facebook or wherever, whatever you do. Instagram. Get my videos out there. Get the channel name out there so we can grow our base and have more people to comment and learn from or whatever. Just enjoy the videos. And that's what it's all about. So don't forget, you can follow us on Instagram at Allegheny_mountain_living. Thumbs up if you guys like it. Thumbs down if you don't, I guess. Thanks as always to all the subscribers that recently subscribed. I really appreciate you guys hitting that button, coming along for the journeys. No shortage of videos, that's for sure. There's always plenty to do. So sooner or later we'll actually be getting into building something. That'd be nice. It's been a while. You guys weren't around for any of the last stuff, but you'll be around for the future. So I guess that's about it. So I appreciate all your support. Thanks as always. I will see you guys on the next video, and until next time, have a great evening.